How are humans animal, and how are we not? What is the nature of time, and how old is the earth itself? What might the planet look like, with or without humans, 10,000 years hence? More modestly, who asks such questions for a living, and who thinks they have the answers? Thomas Henry Huxley and his grandson Julian Huxley did. In 1947, they featured in Life magazine, One Dead, One Living. At the photo shoot in his Hampstead library, Julian self-consciously arranged himself in front of a portrait of his grandfather. In the foreground, a well-known mid-20th century science writer, zoologist, conservationist. In the background, a mid-19th century scientific naturalist, Charles Darwin's most outspoken spokesman. Julian was displaying his scholarly bloodline over one shoulder and the authority and expertise inherited from the library over the other, many of them his grandfather's own books. Well might he do so. Over the 19th and 20th centuries, these two men of science, these self-appointed cosmologists, communicated to the world the great story of evolution, including the birth, death, and rebirth of the idea of natural selection. They were trustees of evolution, a phrase that Julian often used to describe all of humankind, but which in truth applies more neatly to the Huxleys themselves. The younger man constantly fashioned himself after his Victorian grandfather, pursuing those signature Huxley knowledge quests, some profound, others simply grandiose. They were both remarkable, and both, on occasion, tortured. Writing these natural scientists together permits a kind of time-lapse over the 19th and 20th centuries, precisely because they were so similar. We might even think of them as one very long-lived man, 1825 to 1975, whose vital dates bookended the colossal shifts in world history from the age of sail to the space age, from colonial wars to world wars to the Cold War, from a time when the Earth was 6,000 years old, according to Genesis, to a time when it was 4.5 billion years old, according to rock samples returned from the Apollo missions.